Hi, hello, welcome or welcome back. This is part 2 of finishing my novel, Draft 2. I initially meant for this to be one video, but because the last one got too long, I had to break it up into 2 parts. And I'm dressed up in my Junior Jewels t-shirt again because we are doing an Eras tour movie watch party, and today has been kind of crazy. I haven't really gotten any homework done. I have gotten some writing done though. I'll update you guys on that later. There was also a Holi festival on campus, and here are some clips of us just throwing color at each other. Anyways, that was super fun. That was earlier today, and now I'm leaving for the Eras tour movie watch party. Definitely am not going to get any writing done there, but I will be getting some friendship bracelet making work done there. So I'm really excited, but hopefully I can get some writing done when I get back. Hello, it is the next day, and I had such a great time last night, but it ended up lasting longer than I expected, and I ended up getting back at 12, and I couldn't really do any writing, and I haven't done any writing today because I've just been working on my homework. I just came from the gym, took a shower, and I still have to finish a little bit of homework before I can finally sit down to write. In addition to that, I also need to start editing a vlog that needs to be up soon. And I also want to go to bed at a decent time tonight because I've lately been going to bed kind of late. Like yesterday was at 12:30. The couple days before has been at 3, and my sleep schedule just feels kind of whack. I am hoping to get quite a bit of the scenes that I have in mind finished because every scene at this point is a major scene, and I need to make sure that I get it right and that I'm not rushing through it just for the sake of finishing it, which I'm really tempted to do. But since this is going out to beta readers, I need to make sure that it's not first draft material, because it is the second draft and I can't write the first draft again with this. Quickly getting tired of it. I was supposed to be done by now. I thought I would be done by now, but then I realized that we still have a few more thousand words left, and I underestimated how much was left. So, but yeah, that is the game plan for tonight. Okay, so I just finished my dinner, eating my dessert. It is, it's 9 o'clock. I'm gonna work on editing the vlog for 20 minutes because I will have time tomorrow morning to work on it before my class, and I think that'll be a better use of my time, and I'll focus on writing instead tonight. But I think I'm gonna head to bed around 10:30, which I know is really early, but I'm trying to go to sleep by 11 so that I can wake up earlier tomorrow and have an earlier start to my day. So I don't know how much writing I can get done in that much time, because I think the rest of whatever's left in this manuscript is all original work, stuff that I can't really pull from the first draft, and I'm having to write from scratch. So that I feel like is going to be a little bit more time consuming anyway. I have plotted out what I need to write, and I did that in the last vlog, so I just don't really have the order of things that need to happen, but I have the things that need to happen, if that makes sense. So, okay, actually, now that I look at the time, I don't think I'm gonna edit the vlog today. I think I'm just gonna move that over to tomorrow morning and just focus on getting as much writing I can get done in an hour. Okay, hi. So I just finished writing this scene that is supposedly really kind of important to the plot. It wraps up this huge plot line that has been going on since like the first chapter or second chapter of the story. And I'm not really happy with it. I feel like logically it's forcing one of the characters to do something that doesn't make sense for his motivations, and he's actually not a good character. He's actually one of the antagonists, and it feels like it doesn't make sense for him to say and do what he's doing in the scene, and I feel like it comes off as like a plot thing, and he's only saying that because I need the plot to go in that direction, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what he wants, and then how I can make my plot work around that, because I want this to be a character-driven story, and I don't want any instances where a character looks like or seems like they're doing something just for the sake of the plot, because I feel like that's one of my biggest pet peeves, and that really annoys me when I read that in stories, and I'm trying to avoid that as much as I can, but it's really difficult to do because a lot of times it's really hard to balance what the character wants to do and what the plot needs the character to do. And I'm just kind of running into some issues with that in this scene here. And I think I might just leave it the way it is right now and ask my beta readers what they think of it, because I'm worried that I'm overthinking it, that I'm looking too much into it, and that it's not really that much of a problem, but I've just been thinking about it so much that I'm making it more of a problem than it actually is. Even the first draft was worse, so this is remotely better, I guess. It is 10:27. I ended up writing about 1,000 words, and the manuscript is at 133,000 words, and I'm just trying to imagine how many words this is going to end up at. I'm pretty sure it's going to end up at or around 140,000. I didn't get to work on it as much today as I wanted to, but I will be working on it more hopefully tomorrow. I don't even know. I am planning on going to a cafe this weekend, and it'll be to meet my beta reader that I've never met before, and I'm really excited to meet her because she's read one of the books that I've really, really liked, and she's beta read one of the books that I really like for the author, and now they're friends, and I'm just like, that is so freaking cool, and I'm really excited because she offered to beta read my novel, and I think that is just fantastic, and I'm so excited to meet her. Good morning. It is a beautiful rainy day outside, and I have so much work that I need to finish because I was thinking about it. I have an exam next week. I have a huge assignment due next week. So next week's just going to be kind of crazy, and then we have spring recess coming up this weekend, so we get Thursday and Friday off. But I don't want to spend those days working too much on homework. I want to actually take those days off and focus on writing instead. That ultimately means I have to do it all today because tomorrow is Wednesday and I'm going to be studying for said exam tomorrow all day. So that means I need to finish a lot of my work today. So I don't know how much writing I'm going to get done today. I am meeting with my writing group later after my 5 o'clock, but I also think I have a meeting at 6, so I might not get that much writing done. I'm all dressed up, ready to go out because it is still raining. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna be raining all day. However, I'm meeting up with my writing group a little bit earlier before our class so that we can have lunch, and then we're gonna head to class, and then maybe and then we're gonna go to the library to do some writing. I have finished working on some assignments that I had to do, and I was also working on editing my vlog, which I made a pretty big dent in.
Wait, vlogception!
Oh wait! Right now?
Darling, guess who's back from jail?
Hi, so I am back in my apartment and I just finished eating dinner, and I still have a little bit of homework left that I need to do because I won't have time to do it tomorrow because I'm studying for an exam literally the entire day, so that's really fun. As for writing, I did not get much writing done today, not because I couldn't, but honestly because I didn't have the time. However, I realized, so my goal is to finish this draft by March, and I realized that by the end of March, and I realized that the end of March is literally this Sunday. However, I have multiple like writing sessions planned, so I have I'm meeting with a writing group on Thursday, and then I'm also meeting with another writing group on Saturday. So I'm gonna be focusing on writing, but I also do have an exam coming up next week, and I have a huge homework assignment due next week. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how much writing I'll be able to get done alongside that. Like originally the plan was to not only finish writing this draft, but like finish all the like edits and stuff that I wanted to make and send this out to beta readers by April, which is not happening at this rate. And I'm at this point where I'm just like, I want to be done with this. Like I want this to be over. It's just not ending, and more words and scenes keep popping up, and I'm just like, why isn't this ending? There's just more and more and more of it. So I'm gonna take you guys with me through all of these writing group sessions and everything, and I'm definitely gonna try to finish this in this vlog, and then I'll do another vlog where I go back and like add all of the extra things that I've been meaning to add, and then I'll do another vlog where I get it ready to be sent out to beta readers, because I'm planning on writing like this or making like this whole package to send out to them. And I've already decided who I want beta reading this. I know exactly who I'm gonna send it to. I just need to get onto it, and I just need to work on it and get it done. I realize I've completely forgotten to update you guys all day today. And that's totally on me. I have had kind of a crazy day. I've been up since like 7, went to my 8 a.m. class, and then went straight to a coffee shop to study for my exam, which isn't until next week, but I have to start studying for it now because 1, there's a lot to study, and 2, I don't have time next week. And also I had a painting rooftop kind of thing going on with my RA, and that was really fun. I ended up painting, and I guess I realized I didn't show you guys the full thing, but I ended up painting this, which is like supposed to be the sun from Tangled, and I'm kind of proud of it, but also I like realized I made a mistake and I painted the background black when I should have done that last. I'm gonna paint it again at some point and make it look better, but I am obsessed with Tangled. And then, as you know, I have this painting, which is my other obsession, my other Roman Empire, and so now I have 2 of them. So it is currently like around 10:30, and I think I'm gonna call it a night because I have a really early day again tomorrow. I have to wake up early for not an 8 a.m. class, but an 8 a.m. breakfast. We're meeting for breakfast at 8 a.m. and then we're going to a coffee shop / bookstore that I've been to before in another one of my vlogs. It's called Fable Hollow, and we're going there to do a just long writing marathon. And I'm gonna try and finish the novel there tomorrow. Like, I don't know if that's gonna actually happen, but I'm gonna lock in, and I'm definitely gonna try and finish this thing tomorrow because I realized that the end of March is coming up so fast. It is actually Sunday, and it is Thursday today? No, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. I've gotten no writing done today. Tomorrow in the evening, we're all gonna be relaxing and unwinding with a movie night, and it's like actually a movie marathon. We're gonna be watching 3 movies of a series back to back. It's called Gabriel's Inferno, which is like a 50 Shades but Walmart version, and we're watching them pretty much ironically. I just think that they're really funny, and it's just gonna be one thing after another tomorrow. I'm super excited for tomorrow. It's gonna be great. I think we're all gonna have a really great time, and I'm definitely gonna vlog as much as I can. I'll try to do better than I did today, but I didn't do any writing today, so I didn't really think it was necessary to vlog anyways. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night for tonight, and then I will see you guys tomorrow.
No, it's okay. Put it on now.
Okay. Real.
Yeah.
Mommy and Daddy.
I do look cute.
like a reward.
It's like
She's the youngest.
What makes you think I'm the youngest?
Good morning. It has been a few days since I finished my second draft, and I just wanted to kind of take some time to reflect on how I feel, especially since it's been a few days and I've had time to process it. And also, I've also had time to kind of start working on getting it ready to be sent out to beta readers, which part of that process is going back and adding in things that I skipped over to add more sense into the story. I want to be honest, I ended up making a very, very long list of everything that I needed to change or update or add into the draft before I sent it out to beta readers, and I realized that would take me a really long time to do, just because there's so much. There's so many like different places where I would have to make those edits, and I would have to find those places and make sure I got all of them, and it just seems like it's a lot of work. So I realized that it would take a lot more time, and I don't think that it's necessary for this draft. So I think I'm gonna lay off of those big major edits and just kind of focus on some of the smaller ones. It is a bit of a relief that it's done, even though it's not done, but it's done being written, from scratch. And it just feels like a huge weight off of my shoulders because I've been working on this since December. And although this is probably the fastest I finished a draft, I just feel very, very accomplished. This is probably one of my favorite drafts so far. I mean, it's only the second one, but I could definitely see how this draft is better than the first one and how it made the story better. And I can see it start to kind of come together, and I can just see, I could see how every draft is going to make this book better. And I that gives me hope, and that gives me motivation to keep going, because if I know it's going to get better, then of course I want to write more. I finished writing this draft while I was at the coffee shop, so that it just felt like I was in the right place to finish it, because the coffee shop is fantasy themed. It just felt appropriate to finish it there. It's a huge weight off my shoulders, like I said, but at the same time I'm really, really excited to keep working on it and to make more progress on it and to send it out to beta readers. I still need to get a lot of stuff ready to send it out to beta readers, and that includes writing the letter. So I'm basically thinking about sending a package to the beta readers, so that includes writing the letter. It also includes organizing a list of questions that I've kept track of while I was writing the draft, and then also I need to kind of, so there's questions. I'm going to split the questions that I've had into questions I can ask them before they're reading, or think of while they're reading, and then questions I can ask them after they finish reading, just because there are some spoilers in some of the questions and I don't want to ask them before they read the book. So I'll be organizing those, and then I'll be adding page numbers so that they know where to go back to, and then I'll also be converting it into an EPUB so that they can read it on their Kindle if they want to, because this draft I am looking for developmental feedback, and I'm going to be saying all of this in my letter, and I'm going to make a whole video about that because I want to kind of go into detail about what I'm putting in that. This is a huge accomplishment, and I'm super duper proud of it, and I'm so excited to get on to the next step. I do feel accomplished, but I feel so accomplished that I feel motivated to keep going, so I feel like that's a good sign. But anyways, this vlog is already really long, I feel like, but thank you so much for watching and following all the way through, and I will see you guys in the next one.